Hello there, Richie Stormtrooper here. Thank you very much for joining me again. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is your place for all your information on Stormtrooper costumes, Star Wars costumes, and a little bit of horror costumes as well. If you've not subscribed to the channel already and that kind of thing or interests you, please do so. Also give me a thumbs up if you find this video helpful. As you can see, we are back at the first Imperial Stormtrooper Detachment Forum, the forum affiliated with the 501st Legion. As regular viewers will know, this is the first address that I will recommend to you if you want to do any research on Stormtrooper costumes, and we're using the forum, the new forum that they have developed. It's a fantastic idea. Whoever came up with this, top marks guys, this is really great. They have a section, pre-approval requests. You can submit your photos before you submit your photos to your local 501st Legion garrison for approval, so that someone can have a look at it and get it all ready, so that you don't have to have this back and forth with your GML, the officer in charge of approving your costume for your local garrison. Now, this is a good one. This is actually going to be a simple pass. The guy, reading the thread, says one of the first reactions was, in fact, that he just had made a build thread, he'd been sharing his progress, and he had taken all the advice on board. Where does it say that? There you go. Nice work and great build thread. This is from a member of the command staff. What's his name? Glenn. He says, nice work, great build thread. You listened to the feedback and took it on board, so we're not going to argue with that. This is a guy called Mark from Australia. This is his main picture. You can see it's built pretty solidly. He's working with an AP kit, and I'm going to go through little bits of details, look at the kit itself, see what he could actually improve, because approval is one thing. This is perfectly fine for approval, basic approval with the 501st Legion. There are little things that he could improve on maybe, but well done Mark, welcome to the 501st Legion first of all. This is interesting whether you're looking to join the 501st Legion or not, and in fact some of the advice that I'll be giving you goes way beyond the actual entry level, the basic level, the standard level for actually becoming a 501st Legion member, because we're looking to get it as accurate, on the one hand as accurate as possible, make it look like in the movies, and maybe some, if you go to certain modern strapping route and more practical routes, get it suitable for trooping, to walking around, and get it comfortable for wearing. So you don't have to be looking to be joining the 501st Legion. This is just general Stormtrooper advice if you want to make a great Stormtrooper costume. And let's get back to it then and look at some of those details. Oh, and of course, at the end of the video, I'll make a point that actually the heading of this video is going to be about choosing the right kit for your body type, because it's the only, I mean, I can't call it a criticism, but it's the only feedback I'd give on this build. Okay, the only other advice I gave him was that something to do with the mic tips, which is okay. This is not, here you go, just you could add some white to the rim of your Hovies tips, these mic tips. That's a picture of the original, an original helmet, and see a picture of his helmet. Where's that? Not got it. Go back there and look at this guy's Mark's helmet. You see his mic tips are black. It's not going to stop him being improved, but it's true. You could sand that down or paint it white. The original mic tips did have a white rim. They were white inside. They look like a decent enough replica. So what else has he got? I notice here he's got some kind of shimming inside, because he's quite a big guy. He's 185 centimeters, so that's almost 6 foot, 105 kilos, that's 230 pounds, something like that. And he's wearing AP. We'll get back to that later. It's going to be actually the main point of my thing, my video today. Do notice that this detailing, these traps here on his, I'm presuming those are some kind of decals. It looks very much like hand painted, but I'm presuming that's just some kind of decal because it looks very neat. And if you compare that to the hand painted work that he's done himself, this is kind of, we're not looking for perfection. by no means think you have to get this perfect. These looked very much handmade. See if we can find something else. Sorry, handmade, hand painted. Look at an original helmet. Maybe in the archives. I've got something from the archives here. Yeah, you'll appreciate that. Can we zoom in on that? Now, this stuff wasn't completely neat. It was all hand painted, but you can see that is a better effort than there. That could be tidied up, to be honest. It's going to be okay for approval, but I mean, you know, don't go for super neatness. And it just really is a contrast with this. I'm presuming these are decals. Otherwise, he's painted this super neat and somehow not got the traps right. Incidentally, this is an NAP, authentic props from Canada, which is strange to me that he's actually gone out of his way. I don't know the backstory. He's gone out of his way to get this armour from Canada, all the way in Australia. But I suppose North America and Europe are the main places for getting replica armour, so he's had to choose something. That said, AP is not one of the cheapest. It's, you know, it's cast from an original. It's cast from a suit that was cast from a Return of the Jedi suit. So it's got lineage. Used to be one of the most accurate things around before RS props came around. As I say, it's not the cheapest and it's no longer the most accurate option, and it's an unusual choice for a guy of his size. But anyway, let's look at these details. This is very, very sturdily built. He's gone for something practical. This is a modern strapping system. What I do like very, very much is that he's aligned these. Very important that the back piece and the kidney piece align flush, and then also this is all butt jointed. You don't want that overlapping there, and these press studs, these snaps and these elastics have been placed in there perfectly so that doesn't overlap. This little mechanism looks like overkill to me. Obviously it's all done in the interest of preventing any kind of overlap where those are perfectly butt jointed, so full marks for recognizing that. Doubling up on the snaps is also a bit of overkill to me. My own, because it's not heavy, this stuff, you can use a single piece of elastic. You don't need anything in the middle, that's quite well done. This is overkill. My only worry with this is it's going to restrict movement too much. With the double snaps, double press studs, you're going to restrict lateral movement, I think. I'm presuming he's run a test. It's going to keep things very firmly in place, but I think you might be sacrificing a little bit of freedom of movement. What I also like here is that talk about this in a video. When I do talk about these pre-approval threads, I will be linking videos to tutorials of mine, so please do take the time to watch those, because I won't go into any detail here, but I'll make reference to these videos that will help you. They'll be going into more depth. I like the way he's made snap plates out of fabric. He's glued fabric, which makes it flexible into the armor. I have made the mistake, not a mistake in the past, I've used ABS plastic. I've made snap plates that are then welded into the armor, and that's perfectly fine, but you have to be careful. I've welded it in and I've melted the plastic so much that you can actually see the stuff from the outside, so I've had to do some running repairs. I'll link a video now on the screen. You can go and look at that to see exactly what I mean. So that's well done. It's obviously really researched how he wanted the strapping whilst keeping it looking right on the outside. Now, as I say, I'm going to make this about choosing the right armor for yourself. As I say, it's a strange choice for me that he went for AP being his size. AP, as I say, that's the overall picture. My pet hate as ever, this is partly a consequence of choosing AP as an armor with this lineage, is that it was cast. Bit of history very quickly. For the first two films, Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, they used the same suits of armor. The actual production now. When it came to doing Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, they needed new armor because it was all worn out and broken, the stuff from the original films. So they cast new armor from an original suit that was more or less intact, and they cast it from the inside, and it was, as a result, it was slightly smaller. And I don't know, somewhere along the line, this lineage, it's called TE lineage, Trooper Expert. There's a whole history of, they all are descended from, they're all from the same cast from this Return of the Jedi suit, and they are notably much smaller. One particular detail is here. You notice the chest. Let's compare that chest, the look of the chest. These are original Stormtroopers. Look at the size of that chest. Now, this chest in there has a return edge, that it's not just perfectly flat. At the end, it kind of goes round. Let's see if I can find something in the archives. Let's illustrate what I mean. Where's the chest piece? There we go. There's a chest piece. You see, it's not just a flat edge, it's curved, it's like at an angle, almost 90-degree angle. Now when they came to casting the new suits, they trimmed that off, and the new suits had an edging, a ribbing, a plastic profile around the edge. So the actual chest itself was much thinner, and this is cast from that. So what you get is this very notably narrower chest, and I just think that is something that is very pronounced, especially on a guy of this size. This was incidentally the first Stormtrooper costume I ever made, and me being small, it actually worked great for me. I'm going to look, see if I can find anything for you. Yeah, my first, look how it looks on me. 5'8" and about 70 kilos, like not even like 11 stone or whatever. Even so, you can still notice here flashes of black. It just kind of, it was an easy build. It's a very easy kit to build because of the way it goes together. It has overlapping seams. There's no real variation of how you make the joints. Very, very good beginner's kit, to be honest. And it looks good. It's got lots of the original lines in it. But anyway, it's a different story when you're a good 80 pounds heavier and you're 6 foot, which, as I say, it's an unusual choice. I now go for perfectly screen accurate armour, anyway, RS Prop Masters stuff, which looks very much close to this original. You really notice it on the chest, that the chest is narrow. Obviously he's 6 foot as well, so the pieces are indeed all shorter, not just narrower, and he's really suffering here in this area. I still think, you can see here there's elastic. This elastic on the inside of the shoulder bells was originally designed to connect to a hook on this bicep and hold the biceps up. It was broken or missing on most of the original suits. You see it on Han Solo's suit, but it's totally unnecessary, and it causes this. Look at all that black between the bicep and the forearm. Go back and watch my video. This, I know it's my pet hate, but it really does detract from the look. Look at all that black between the parts. Now look at the originals. You can only see it where they're flexing at the elbow. That has got to be connected with a piece of elastic that just keeps that completely edge on edge. And look at the archives again, because there is some good stuff in the archives that illustrates what I mean. Where are those parts? There's some. See there's the elastic joining that. It even overlaps. Look, there we are. Look. These are all connected by an elastic inside. When they are laid out flat, the forearm even overlaps over the elbow area on the bicep. So that really needs addressing, and it doesn't matter if the bicep gets lowered. It's less of a crime for me to see a little bit of a gap even between the biceps and the shoulders than between the forearms and the biceps. That needs some work. Obviously here he's gone for the plastic handguards. Correctly, he's gone for rubber chemical like gloves. Using straps, they were actually glued to the gloves. I would upgrade to latex, the original latex, or some kind of silicone if you want a more pure white effect. But they're going to be okay for approval. Yeah, let's say paying all that money to get something imported from North America to Australia, I mean, if he's watching, he maybe can explain why he went for AP. I would say avoid Return of the Jedi lineage, TE lineage, like all the APs, TE2, this kind of thing. If you are a bigger guy, certainly, even being my size, I go for RS Prop Masters. I don't know that it's going to make such a difference in money. Yeah, all I can say is, especially if you're a bigger guy, go with the bigger armour. That's going to, these guys, you have to bear in mind, they're going to be between 5'7" and 5'10". The tall ones maybe like 5'10", and they just look great in the larger armour. Maybe want to consider, if you haven't bought your armour yet, I will say a recommendation as ever, join first Imperial Stormtrooper Detachment at whitearmour.net. As ever, the important links that I consider important for every build are in the description, link to the forum, and also link to the CRLs, the costume reference libraries for Stormtroopers that show you, as I say, you don't have to be planning to join the 501st, but the 501st has got all these things set up. It's all public, it's for public access. If you just want to make a great Stormtrooper, use that material. It's free for everyone, free for any Star Wars costume enthusiasts. Go and use their stuff and join the forum, and there is a whole thread on approved vendors. I shall try and link that in the description as well, but it breaks down all the approved vendors, and it also has an added benefit that there is no policy against recasting in the 501st as a whole, but the forum, the first Imperial Stormtrooper Detachment, does try to discourage recasting, and they will not directly approve recasters. It's a big subject in itself, I'm not going to go into it here. So everyone you are being recommended to buy from in that thread, there are, it's been a while since I looked at it, but there's a good little description of what you're getting. It tells you whether it's cast from an original suit, what type of replica is good for making, etc. I'll link it down below, as I say. Accessible for everybody. So if you are just starting out, have a look at that thread. My recommendation will always be, if you can afford it, RS Prop Masters. It is the most accurate suit that you can buy, and it's going to work for the biggest range of body types. Maybe if you're really, really small, there's a case to be made for going for AP, but as I say, I'm nearly 5'8", 70 kilos, like 150 pounds, something like that, 11 stone, and the larger armours, the screen accurate armours, work for me. I hope this video was useful. I enjoyed it, as I say, once again, well done Mark, a nice build, you made the best out of a good kit as well. Happy trooping. Thanks very much for watching. As I say, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. That would be great if you can help me out, and a thumbs up and a comment is always useful. If any issues arise from this video that you want to know more information about, please post your questions down below. I'll always try and incorporate those into my next video. I can't answer all the comments, but I try to. Quite often I have some stuff on the channel already, so make sure you, if you've got specific questions, also check out the playlists that I've got on here. There's one that's just got the full list of tutorials. Maybe there's an answer in there as well, but if not, I'll try and link stuff and incorporate stuff into future videos as well. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I hope this was, as I say, useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.